The United Kingdom is bracing for a day of nationwide protests by teachers and train drivers, said to be the biggest day of strikes since 2011. Protesters are demanding a hike in wages to tide over the cost of living crisis fueled by soaring inflation. Massive disruptions are expected in commuter travel. School and college classes will also be hit because of the teachers' strike. Unions are also expected to stage rallies against the government's plans to bring in strong legislation against strike action by public sector workers. Also on strike are border force workers carrying out immigration and customs at UK air and seaports. At least 500,000 workers are set to hit the streets. Now, according to the Trade Union Congress, in the past few weeks, the country has witnessed strikes by postal staff, lawyers, nurses and employees in retail sectors. Inflation in the United Kingdom has risen above 11%, the highest in more than 40 years. The UK Prime Minister has introduced a draft law requiring some frontline workers to maintain a minimum level of service during walkouts. The Prime Minister has defended the plan in Parliament, calling it reasonable and in line with other European countries. Rishi Sunak says that government must ensure it gets a grip on inflation and halve it. He added that the government must be responsible with its borrowing so that pay settlements can be made reasonable and fair. Now, according to the latest data by the Office for National Statistics, 1.6 million working days were lost in June-November last year because of the strikes, and a total 467,000 working days were lost to walkouts in November alone, the highest since 2011. And for more on this, our correspondent Alex Aizat is joining us live from London. Alex, good to see you. Maybe you can tell us the latest on these strikes, the escalation. How is it affecting the economy in the United Kingdom?
Well, today we're here and we have the university lecturers' strikes, which are starting up behind me, and just across is the teachers' strikes. So they are all joining today to try and make a stand, asking for more pay and better conditions. And they have been in talks with the government over the last week to try and actually halt this strikes, because many of the teachers that I've spoken to have said that they really want the best for their students and they don't want to go on strike because that will affect education. But they're having to do it to make a stand. And of course, today, this is a big strike day. We've got train strikes and bus strikes, and as you said, border force as well. So you can see the roads are also backing up. The people here on the streets, they want to get to work, they want to look after their loved ones, and they want to just be able to get about, do their normal everyday things. So strikes are quite bothering the average person because they can't get to where they want to go and they have to plan around it. Because the teachers are on strikes, a lot of people obviously having to work from home and changing their day-to-day routine. But I do understand that some teachers are still putting in that minimal service effort so that if other parents can't go to work, that they are in schools and they are teaching some areas as well. So this isn't a complete strike. They are trying to look out for those people that they're educating. But generally, it is affecting the average person who has got quite strike fatigue on a day-to-day basis. They're not quite sure what's happening and what's going on and what the government are meant to do. The government, we keep hearing over and over, has no money to pay for all of these rises throughout the public sector. And they are in conversations, but they keep saying because of inflation being so high that they won't make any adjustments to pay. So it looks like we're going to still see strikes throughout February and probably into March as well. There is just going to be strike after strike. Got one obviously today, this huge one, another one next week. And I think that people are just frustrated. But at the moment, the anti-strike bill, which is going through now through the House of Lords, still has quite a way to go before it gets to law. And I said until then, the unions and the government are going to still be at loggerheads.
Our correspondent in London, Alex Aizat. Alex, thank you. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.